place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back, viewers, and we have in studio with us Mr. Mikhail Baynes and Mr. Kendall Robley of Andersen, Trinidad and Tobago, and they are here to speak to us about Level Up Business Workshop. Welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome, Tobago. Welcome, viewers.
Okay, so Mr. Baynes, tell us, what is the Level Up Business Workshop really about?
Well, to give you quite a backstory, and we'll get into that. Prior to being Andersen, Trinidad and Tobago, we were Robley Baynes tax and accounting. And, Kendall and myself being accountants, we just started that back in 2018. And in 2019, it had a tax amnesty. And being in the marketplace, we would have noticed that entrepreneurs and business owners didn't understand the importance of, financial statements and, taxation. So you would have started doing workshops here in Tobago, in Shore Park there. And that would have caught the eye of Andersen Global. And in 2020, they would have reached out to us to become a collaborating firm. So Robley Baynes, we were a collaborating firm with Andersen for like 3.5 years. And in 2023, after the COVID pandemic, we was able to go to some partner meetings, and the values of Andersen Global, we were aligned with us, and we decided to become a member firm. Actually, we're the first member firm of Andersen Global in the Caribbean.
Okay, so I'm assuming that Andersen Global is this worldwide accounting firm.
That is correct. Andersen is an international tax and accounting firm. We are in 179 countries. We have over 19,000 team partners, and we have over 500 offices. Andersen is named from the past, a firm for the future. And the, core values, you're looking at best in class, you're looking at stewardship of our people, independence, seamless for it, we'll call it being global, and transparency.
Okay, so Andersen, Trinidad and Tobago, I am assuming that you all really have a focus on small and micro enterprises, helping them to navigate the taxation system.
Yeah. Over the last 6 years, we at Andersen Trinidad and Tobago, we have been focusing primarily on small to medium-sized businesses.
Okay.
And we help them more or less navigate through the technical matters within the business operational system, such as strategies, business development, product-based product development, and also the technical areas such as budgetary, tax, accounting, finance, business strategy, more or less. So Andersen is a shop design, accounting firm design rather, for entrepreneurs who are looking to develop their business, develop their processes, and really going from small, medium to large, right? Because we understand that businesses needs professionals to guide them along the way. Some businesses might want to just provide them previous accounting firms and tax firms more or less look at entrepreneurs as, okay, we do the financial account and send them on the way.
Yeah.
Right? And while Mikhail and myself decided to go into business, we understand that we don't want to be the run-of-the-mill accountants. Right? We want to help our entrepreneurs and business persons who come to us to grow and develop their businesses in a real and significant way. We just don't want to just do the financial accounts, but really guide them from the ground up. All right?
Did you notice in Tobago there may have been a level of reluctance on small businesses' part to really pay for these services? They may have seen it as out of their reach.
Primarily in the past, what we would have seen, they were even willing to pay for it and said that the pricing was really, really low. Right? And it's an investment in themselves and an investment in their future. But what we observe in the Tobago market is just the organizational structure and the way they structure their businesses. are not structured to moving on to the next generation. More or less, most of Tobago entrepreneurs, they are sole traders. Majority of them.
Yes.
That's what we know we see in the marketplace.
So if they die,
right?
the business dies with them.
It dies with them. So no continuity. And the level up program is really designed to take them to the next level, right? Through generation 1, generation 2, generation 3. Because what we observe as well in Tobago marketplace, that they brought it up more or less, that majority of the strong businesses in Tobago, the entrepreneurs are aging and they're retiring. But none of the generations, nowadays generations, unable to take up the business or unwilling to take up the business enterprises. So we want to help them to understand tools and trade of doing that and transitioning through that period. So we'll have some level of discussion during the engagement on the training dates to speak to that. Yeah, I don't know if Mr. Baynes would like to expound on it somewhat.
What we notice in the Tobago marketplace is that, the successful businesses, the new generation, younger generation, they don't want to get up from their parents. They see it as too much work.
Right.
The parents work. They want the fruits, but they don't want to be in the vineyard.
Right.
So, that's something that we have to work upon here, in Tobago. And, that is, a part of the Level Up program. What we'll be diving into in the Level Up program is 4 pillars in which you use to scale your business. So you're looking at sales and distribution. You're looking at business strategy. You're looking at financial statements and taxation, and you're looking at talent acquisition and management. Being an international tax and accounting firm, and let it just be known that we'll call it the headquarters for Andersen, Trinidad and Tobago, is in Tobago here in Crown Point. So I just want the viewing public to know that. But being accountants, and we have clients that are local, regional, and international, we get to see what works and what doesn't work. And these 4 pillars, any successful business, they have that at their core. Kendall, you could expound on the 7 levels.
Yeah, so during the last 7 years, a lot of businesses would have come to us, right? And we have been championing. We are going to help you grow your business from small, medium to large, right? And I just mentioned, and Mr. Bean just mentioned likewise, strategy, sales innovation, product identification, market fit, and so on, right? What all does that mean to us? What do we do first, right? So the Level Up program would more or less give them a clear template of what steps that needs to be taken place, when they need to take place within the organization. The 7 steps that we look at more or less is customer acquisition. How do you acquire your first 20 clients, right? Look to document that system, right? Are you what goods and services that you have within your business, and are you delivering what you promised your clients? Because you don't want to promise a client something and you don't deliver it, right? So we look at that framework first, in the first quadrant of the Level Up program. Then the second level, we look to more or less automate that system. Once you effectively understand how do you achieve your clients and attain your clients, right? Now you're documenting that framework. When you document that framework, now you have what we call a flywheel approach. Because now you're repeating it, rinse and repeat.
Yes.
And you would acquire a wide amount of client base within your organization. Right? So you don't want to just get a client and by fluke, you don't even know how to repeat it.
Right.
And that we see in Tobago marketplace right now, that they have been in business for the last 5 years, but in the last 3 years, because of changes in pandemics and that sort of thing, they don't understand how do we reset the wheel.
Right.
Because it just was operating and by longevity, clients just coming into your door. But how do we restart it? Because they didn't have no clear guidance, no clear framework, how to manage the business, how to document the processes and so on. The third level that we would discuss in Level Up program is your people, your process, your systems, right? Because we understand and we identify here at Andersen that, listen, if you had to run your business and run it effectively and efficiently for the future, you have to take yourself out of the business itself, right? You have to step back from the operational, the tactical perspective and lead the strategic direction of your business.
Right.
You don't need to be in day-to-day management of your business. So we look at your people, right? Who are the key people within your organization? How are they trained? Are they trained? Are they developed? Right? Who needs to be taken to the position of supervisory manager position so you can take the burden off of you to look at the strategic direction of the business, your processes, right? Your operational procedures and so on. Your SOPs, standard operating procedures. We look at those things in great detail during the level up program. What operation systems I need to put in place within the organization that guide, lead it and develop for the future.
Right.
We also look at the system and the internal controls. What systems you have? IT information systems and so on. Cyber security is that level of things because as you know, in the global world that we live in, cybersecurity are becoming and AI technology becoming more or less the conversation of the day.
Yes.
How do you protect yourself against those things? And that once we identify all those three methodologies, then we would identify those entrepreneurs to be scalable, right?
Okay.
Being able to scale and scale effectively and efficiently.
So just
Right?
tell us this workshop, it sounds like a lot. It sounds like a very enriching workshop that
it's
is going
packed.
to take place.
It's
It's
data
packed.
packed.
Yes, it's packed with a lot of information. Just tell us, is this a free workshop? Does it have a cost? Just tell us
Mr. Baines?
tell us the information concerning the workshop. If somebody wants to get on to it, pay for it, that kind of thing.
So the investment is only $700.
Okay.
The workshop would be taking place in Tobago on May 25th from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the TITL Training Center. Again, in Tobago, May 25th from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the TITL Training Center. And to contact for registration, you could call or WhatsApp this number 398-6739. Again, 398-6739.
Okay, one last question I wanted to ask you, because the things you're talking about in the Level Up workshop, I'm assuming that as Andersen, Trinidad and Tobago, you would have been doing this with your clients as well.
That is correct.
So tell us, in your experience in Tobago, how much growth have you seen with your clientele being scaled and going from small to medium businesses?
Well, Mr. Baines could take it because all our clients who work with us, we've apply these systems in place. And Mr. Baines have a favorite story with one of our clients who is right here in Tobago, in the same building, who able to take a vacation after 4 years working hard within the business. And after 1 year coming onto our service, they could have gone to Spain and travel the whole of Spain for at least a month without even worrying and focusing on the business processes and so on. Yeah?
So a lot of business owners, they tend to be tied or married to their business, can't really take vacations, and that is something that we advise our clients. Say, you want to pay yourself first, but also you want to reap the rewards of your labor now. So you should be able to take 2 to 3 weeks off from your business, and your business still run and be profitable with you being away. So we had one of our clients, she was married to a business, and within a couple of years in 2023, she was able to take a 2-week tour to Europe. And in 2024, she was able to do Asian tour with her family. So by having these systems in place, it gives you that leverage to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So we welcome the business owners here in Tobago. We invite them to invest in themselves and to level up their business.
All right, so before we go, thank you all very much for being here. But before we go, just give us one more pitch about the Level Up Business Workshop. Tell the public what the workshop is about. Quickly tell them what it's about, where they can find it, where it's taking place, the date, the cost, everything.
Again, the cost, the investment is only $700, and in Tobago, it's on May 25th from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. And to contact for registration, it's 398-6739. 398-6739, and it will be at TITL Training Center in Tobago here.
Okay, that's up in Signal Hill.
That's correct.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you very much, Mr. Mikhail Baynes and Mr. Kendall Robley, for being on with us and talking about the Level Up Business Workshop. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our programming today, but before we go back to the photo of the day. We go back to the photo of the day, and that photo is courtesy Rashid Zahir, and it is a photo of Fort Granby. Yes, it's a photo of Fort Granby, and it is by Rashid Zahir. So, viewers, thank you for spending the hour with us, but we have to go. But this is not the end of the programming. Up next, we have GMT with Candice Jackson. So do us a favor, share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll see you tomorrow.